100 battles, 0 defeats, against 2 empires at the same time. This man existed, and almost nobody in the West knows his name. Throughout history, thousands of armies have marched into battle. Most of them lost eventually. Every empire falls, every streak ends. But a few armies came close to something impossible. A perfect record. So here's the question. Out of every army that ever existed, the Romans, the Mongols, Alexander, Napoleon, the Spartans, which one almost never lost? The answer isn't the one on the movie posters. It's not the biggest army. It's not the strongest. Let's find out who actually earned it. Quick ground rules. We're measuring pitched battles, direct military engagements between organized forces, not sieges, not guerrilla actions, not political outcomes. Win rate equals wins divided by total major engagements. 7 contenders, ranked from lowest to highest win rate, starting at the bottom. Most people would put the United States military near the top of this list. $650 billion per year, more than the next 7 countries combined. The most technologically advanced military force ever built. But modern warfare turned out to be more complicated than that. Korea, 1950 to 1953, stalemate. Vietnam, 1955 to 1975, withdrawal. Afghanistan, 2001 to 2021, 20 years. The Taliban returned within weeks. Winning a battle and winning a war in the modern era are 2 completely different things. Technology, budget, and firepower don't automatically translate into a clean win rate. That's why the modern era opens this list. Not because the US military isn't powerful, but because raw power and win rate are different measurements. And that difference is exactly what this video is about. Rome. Estimated win rate in major battles. Roughly 70 to 75%. Rome dominated the Mediterranean for 700 years. No other military force in history sustained dominance that long. But Rome lost battles constantly. Cannae, 216 BC. Hannibal killed between 47,000 and 70,000 Roman soldiers in one afternoon. The largest single-day loss in Roman history. Teutoburg Forest, 9 AD. 3 Roman legions, approximately 15,000 men, destroyed in a 3-day ambush. The Rhine became Rome's permanent border after that. Carrhae, 53 BC. 45,000 Romans destroyed by Parthian cavalry. The general Crassus was killed, according to some ancient sources, with molten gold poured down his throat. Rome's actual record? Lose the battle, win the war. Hannibal won Cannae. Rome kept fighting for 16 more years and destroyed Carthage. Win rate, roughly 70 to 75%. Longest sustained military dominance in history, unmatched. Highest battle win rate, not Rome. By the way, if you're finding this interesting, most people watching right now aren't subscribed. Takes 1 second. Helps a lot. Now back to it. Everyone expects Sparta to be near the top of this list. The 300. The Agoge. The most famous warriors in history. 3 facts that complicate the myth. Thermopylae, 480 BC. 300 Spartans held a mountain pass for 3 days. Every movie, every poster references this battle. They lost. All 300 died. The pass fell. Xerxes marched through Greece. It was a heroic defeat, not a victory. Leuctra, 371 BC. The Theban sacred band used a new tactical formation and broke the Spartan line. Sparta lost 400 of its 700 Spartiate warriors in one engagement. They never fully recovered. Sphacteria, 425 BC. 120 full Spartiates surrendered to Athenian forces on a small island. Thucydides wrote that this shocked Greece more than almost any other event of the war. In a culture where death in battle was the only acceptable outcome, 120 Spartans chose to live as prisoners. No clean win rate. 3 of their most important moments ended in defeat or surrender. The pop culture version of Sparta is not the historical one. Napoleon. Win rate, approximately 87%. Most absolute victories in history, but lost the war. By documented count, roughly 60 battles personally commanded. Losses, approximately 7. Win rate, 87%. Major engagements only. 43 battles, 38 wins, 5 losses. No general in history commanded more major battles personally. Robert E. Lee fought 27. Alexander won all 9 of his. 1805. Austerlitz defeated Austria and Russia simultaneously. Considered by military historians the most tactically perfect battle ever fought. 1806. Jena destroyed the Prussian army in one day. 1809. Wagram defeated Austria again. 87% win rate over 60 battles is a real number. Russia, 1812, Napoleon invaded with 600,000 men. Won every significant engagement. Russia retreated, burned its own cities, waited. 600,000 went in. Approximately 100,000 came out. Not defeated in battle, destroyed by logistics and distance. Waterloo, 1815. Napoleon lost his final battle. Exiled to a remote Atlantic island. Died there 6 years later. 87% win rate. Lost the war. Winning battles and winning wars are different measurements. Napoleon is the clearest proof in history. Alexander the Great. Win rate, 9 battles, 9 wins. 100%. 13 years of campaigning. Not one defeat. 334 BC. Granicus. First engagement against Persia. Alexander led cavalry personally across a river under fire. 333 BC. Issus, outnumbered, facing Darius III, commanding the Persian army in person. 1. 331 BC. Gaugamela. Persian force estimated at 200,000 to 300,000. Alexander's army, 47,000. 1. He took his army from Greece to Egypt to Persia to Afghanistan to India. Never lost, 100% win rate. But 9 battles over 13 years is a small sample. He died at 32. Perfect record. 3rd place because of sample size. Subutai. Win rate, 65 major battles, 0 losses. 100%, 20-plus campaigns. 32 nations conquered. 65 major engagements. 0 defeats. More territory conquered than Alexander, Caesar, and Napoleon combined. 1241 AD. Subutai simultaneously invaded Poland and Hungary with 2 separate armies operating 500 kilometers apart. No radio, no telegraph. Poland destroyed at Legnica, April 9th. Hungary destroyed at Mohi, April 11th. 2 days, 2 countries. 2 armies coordinated across 500 kilometers. 5 specific advantages. 1. Each warrior rode 3 to 4 horses. Speed no European army could match. 2. Composite bows fired accurately beyond European weapon range. 3. Scouts mapped terrain months before any campaign. 4. Feigned retreat. Appear to break, draw enemy into open ground, surround, and destroy. 5. Cities that surrendered were spared. Those that resisted were destroyed completely. Word traveled faster than the army. At Mohi, Hungarian King Bela IV had between 60,000 and 100,000 men. Subutai won. The Mongol Empire, 9 million square miles. 24% of Earth's land surface. 100 million people. Roughly 25% of the world at the time. 65 battles. No defeats. 2nd place. Khalid ibn al-Walid. Win rate, 100-plus battles, 0 defeats. Against 2 empires simultaneously. Commander of the Rashidun Caliphate Army from 632 AD. Conservative count: 41 major engagements. His opponents, the Byzantine Empire and the Sasanian Persian Empire, at the same time. The two most powerful military forces on Earth in that era. 633 AD, Battle of Walaja. Khalid executed a double envelopment and destroyed the encircling army. 636 AD, Battle of Yarmouk, 6 days of combat. Byzantine force, 80,000 to 150,000. Khalid's force, 25,000 to 40,000. Khalid won. The Byzantine Empire lost Syria permanently. He united Arabia, the first unified Arab military force in history. Then came the twist. At the peak of his career, undefeated, commanding the most successful military force of his generation, Khalid was removed from command, not defeated, fired. Caliph Umar dismissed him because soldiers were crediting victories to Khalid rather than to God. Khalid ibn al-Walid died in his own bed in 642 AD. Never defeated in battle. 100+ battles, 0 defeats. Against two superpowers simultaneously. Removed at peak, died of old age. First place. The final scoreboard. Number 7. USA, most expensive army in history. Post-1945 win rate, unresolved. Number 6. Rome, 70 to 75% battle win rate. 700 years of sustained dominance. Number 5. Sparta, no clean win rate. Lost Thermopylae, lost Leuctra. 120 surrendered at Sphacteria. Number 4. Napoleon, 87%. Most absolute victories in history. Lost the war. Number 3. Alexander, 100%. 9 out of 9. Perfect record. Sample size too small. Number 2. Subutai and the Mongols, 100%. 65 out of 65. Largest land empire in history. Number 1. Khalid ibn al-Walid, 100%, 100+ battles, 0 defeats. Against two empires simultaneously. One final data point. B. H. Liddell Hart studied 280 military campaigns from ancient history to the 20th century. In only 6 of those 280, 2%, was decisive victory achieved by direct attack on the main enemy force. The other 98% came through maneuver, speed, deception, or the enemy's own errors. Every army on this list with a 100% win rate, Subutai, Khalid, Alexander, won through superior positioning and tactics, not superior numbers. The most undefeatable army in history was not the strongest. It was the one that made the fewest mistakes. Was it worth it? Drop your answer below. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe to HistoryBilled.